So today we're going to be digging into sleep apnea and snoring. So any of you who are watching, you may find that this is huge. Sleep apnea and snoring is one of the big things we first get, where we're asked a lot about being tired and wired, waking mid-sleep, which we covered yesterday. And then the next thing it goes into is the sleep apnea and snoring. So I'm very curious for many of you. I'm just going to slip into Facebook here just to double check. Sometimes it does cut us off, so I just want to double check the text good. But let me know, for those of you that are watching, how many of you have had a sleep study done to check and see either if you have sleep apnea or if you have a sleep apnea diagnosis. It's interesting, the fire guys, most of you, the fire, you guys are sleeping together all the time. So you get to really see how many others are struggling with the same thing. So I've heard quite a lot that it's pretty loud with the snoring, and the sleep apnea machines are just set up everywhere for fire. It's crazy. And the thing is it's not just isolated to fire. It's also with it's EMS, it's dispatchers, it's police, corrections. All of you guys are really hit by this. So let me know in the comments if you had a sleep study, or if you guys are in fire, let me know how many have machines where you are at. So why does this happen? The first thing that you need to understand about stress. So we dug into the hormonal aspect yesterday. There's another component, which is your nervous system. So you have two branches we're going to be talking about right now. There's one branch that kicks in for your stress response, and there's another branch that kicks in for your resting response. Now, your stress response, that kicks you into that hypervigilant tunnel vision mode. It gets you breathing through your mouth. And why this is important is when it breathes through your mouth, it actually relaxes your tongue and it relaxes the nerves in your neck. When you switch into your resting nervous system, then it actually, there's a branch that comes down here right under your ear. You'll be able to feel a soft suction right there. Right there is where a branch of that nerve comes down, and it actually gets your tongue to be strong, and it makes sure that the muscles in your neck as well are strong. So that's in your resting state, and that allows you, and with your resting state, you breathe through your nose. So quite often, most of you are breathing through your mouth. You may find, first off, if you're being elbowed by somebody and told that you're snoring, that is definitely a key indicator that you are in your stressed state, because you don't snore when you're in your resting state. If you find that your mouth is really dry, it's gross, you wake up and you just have a gross taste in your mouth, that's most likely because you're breathing through your mouth. Your nose cleans all the bacteria and stuff, and you're not able to do that when you breathe through your mouth. And that tells you that you are in that hypervigilant resting state. So what I didn't say about these nerves is they're like a muscle. The stronger that, or the more that you're working your nervous system, the stronger that part of your nervous system gets and the quicker it is to react. So if you are always in that stressed nervous system, then it's what's kicking in. And if you're finding that when you're sleeping, you're breathing through your mouth, you're snoring, you have sleep apnea, you are kicking into that stressed nervous system for your entire sleep, most likely. So things that you can do about it. There's different steps that we go into the program. I actually don't dig into training this specific nerve right away. The reason is it's very similar to a gym workout. So in the gym, when you're working your muscles, you're quite often, first you focus on the getting the foundation. You make sure that your joints and everything are good. You make sure that your core is strong before you really start doing your heavy lifting, because if you don't, then your body is not going to react well enough. Your body is not going to be strong enough. So if I was to teach you just how to do these things right now, it's most likely not going to work, because we need to get first your stress system reacting your resting nervous system reacting faster and stronger as a whole before we can start doing individual parts. So honestly, it takes, I'm going to say, I think it's in the third month of being in the program where we actually start digging into training this muscle. So the first parts of what we do in the program is we first get that the hormones, like I talked about yesterday, balanced and boosted so that you have some resiliency and motivation and drive, and your nervous system can listen. And then we get into the next two habits, which is water, and the third one is breathing. We do water even before breathing, but when we get into that breathing section, it's breathing through your nose. And the reason is that nerve that I'm talking about, there is a branch that connects on the left. So you're on video, it's probably the opposite, but the left side of your sinus up here actually touches that nerve. And so when you're breathing through your nose, you're starting to train that nerve to kick in a little bit. So we go through a lot of different training with breathing, different types of breathing, to start just getting that nervous system stronger. We start with the basics and we go to a little bit more intermediate before we even introduce training for this nerve that branches down here for snoring. So there's different steps that you do need to go into to get there, but it is absolutely possible. I know there was somebody in my group this week who tried one of the techniques, and she can't believe it. She's had the best sleep she's had, and she has a deviated septum. So I know like guys who have had totally broken nose, like an MMA fighter, who snored like a banshee, and he was able to stop snoring and be breathing through his nose during the night. So it's possible for everybody to get there. Just you do need to go through the right steps. So if you would like help with that, let me know. I absolutely can, but you do need to go through the right steps in order. So I don't want to be giving you that stuff now because you're going to try it and it's not going to work. And then you'll think that I've given you the wrong information. So make sure that you do start with the nose breathing. If you are struggling with that habit, know that you're not alone. We do need to get your hormones aligned and give you a little bit of strength in your stress system first before you quite often even have that resiliency, the motivation, the drive, a little bit of energy, a little bit of an edge taken off where you're not kicking into that all of the time, where that hypervigilance and the anxiety can get a little bit of a relief first before your nervous system will even start listening. So try the nose breathing, but if you find that it's a struggle, let me know, because that's where we can help you first to get that from it. It doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong or you're failing. It just means that your system is asking for more help. So stick with us. Today was snoring and sleep apnea. Tomorrow is prescriptions. We're going to talk about prescriptions and sleep aids. Why with prescriptions you may be able to fall asleep, but you wake mid-sleep, why they don't keep you asleep, and why you wake up feeling almost hungover when you're on prescriptions, and why sleep aids that so many people rave about that may work for civilians don't work for you yet. I can be getting into all of that tomorrow. Thursday, we are digging into your sleep hormone and how you can actually be maximizing it and why it's important to really be getting that sleep hormone and how you can do it on any shift schedule. And then Friday, I touched a little bit on the breathing right now, but I'm going to be digging more into breathing on Friday to give you some more of those techniques that we do learn in the beginning stages of my program in order to start training that resting nerve to be giving you some resiliency. All right. So post in the comments, let me know how many, if you guys are in fire, how many guys use sleep apnea machines, how many snore, how many of you guys snore. Let me know how long you've been snoring. How long have you been on shift? And when did your snoring start? And where are you at now as far as sleep studies and everything go? Let me know in the comments and we can definitely reverse those in you. All right. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.